came on stage without holding any roles. I was just sharing some of my childhood experience, etc., etc. This week, this month, I'd like to actually share with you a little bit about the industry that I'm actually in. Okay, but using a different way to actually put it. So I called it Understand Corporate Matters. Why is corporate matters very important? You see, when you are actually wanted to go to the 2A destinations, you need to actually have a vehicle. Agree with me? You must actually have a vehicle. Now, how many of you wanted to be a successful entrepreneur? How many? A lot of hands. Again, how many of you would like to be a successful entrepreneur? I ask one more time, so that you have 2 seconds to think about and to actually see your commitment towards it. How many of you would like to become a successful entrepreneur? Very good. The commitment is actually setting in. If you wanted to become a successful entrepreneur, okay, you do need to actually set a goal, a destination, and then you need to actually have a vehicle to get there. All right. So in business, you must have the right vehicle to actually get you to your point of success. Right? So okay. So what do we do? Step 1: to begin the enterprise journey, you need to firstly choose the right vehicle. Yeah. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, you just imagine I'm holding a cap of a company secretary. So I'm speaking to you as a company secretary right now. All right. Okay. What is a corporate vehicle? A corporate vehicle means you must actually have an entity. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go on stage pitching for money, go to SAM, go to their pitching deck, tell you all the wonderful idea that you have. But if somebody wanted to invest in you, how do you receive the money legally? How do you welcome them into the company? Have you ever thought about that? So we talk about having the right vehicle to house an idea, to house an investment, all right? So we talk about setting up an entity. Now, in Malaysia, there are various vehicles. There are lots and lots of different vehicles that is available for you, okay? Let me just use this few vehicles to actually explain to you. You see, a lot of people, when they first have an idea, they start by having a sole proprietorship. Is there anything wrong? Nothing wrong. But if I use a vehicle to explain, a sole proprietorship is like a bicycle. You ride it on your own. Okay? You're probably running at 60 kilometers per hour if you are, a very good biker, right? Or probably less. Okay, depending on how fast you can ride. But you can also set up a partnership for it. And in Malaysia, you have other you have another vehicle called partnership. Limited liability partnership is something like a hybrid car. Okay, sometimes you use the petrol, sometimes you use the battery. Okay, but what you're trying to say is you are limited by your liability. That's what they're trying to put forward. But I will still call it a motorbike. Okay, you can ride as fast as a mud rabbit, but that's all you can go. Because the vehicle restricts your expansion. Alright? But it doesn't mean it's not the right vehicle for certain businesses. For example, if you are only wanted to start something at a morning market or a night market, you don't need to have a huge vehicle to house it. The vehicle will be very empty. Yeah? So choosing the right vehicle is extremely important. If you are embarked onto a fundraising, yeah, you see Sam has how many bullets just now that you put up? I think about 16, isn't it? About 20. So many programs. There's so many ways to actually do the fundraising. You can borrow from the bank, you can go to the funders, etc., etc. Remember the 左青龙右白虎? That particular side, do you remember that? Yeah, okay. So they are telling you there are so many avenues for you to help you in your business. Okay, but if you don't have the right vehicle, you might not be able to house it. Okay. Then we go on to talk about Segera Berhad. This is the one that most of you will know. If you pick up any business card, okay, you turn to the back or you look at the front, you will actually see some of them, they will call it Segera Berhad, some of them will actually have all the other extension to it. This is like .com, .my, .whatever, yeah? So these are like legal extension, okay? So you will normally in Malaysia, you do see a lot of this berhad. At the same time, you will be beginning to see something called berhad. Berhad actually means this particular vehicle, you can have more than 50 shareholders inside. 这辆车哦，它可以载超过50个股东，50位股东。But when it is a Sendirian berhad, it will not have anything more than 50. You need to actually do a conversion. Okay? So, anybody hear about a word called crowdfunding? Crowdfunding means a lot of people, right? Okay. Any of you have tried crowdfunding? Okay. For your business, or you are trying to fund other people's business? For your business, they come in as your what? I see. Do you give them share certificate? I see. How many of them? Okay. So crowd means more than one. So that one is not crowdfunding yet. Okay. So crowdfunding means a lot of people. Okay. Public, a lot of people. So sometimes you will actually see this vehicle driving around when they are housing a lot of people. If you are listed in KLSC, you need to have 2,000 if you go for main board. So meaning, if you're not large enough, not only your business have to be scalable enough to have the exponential growth, your number of shareholders also determine whether are you going to be a public company. Alright? So the vehicle determines a lot of things. So you have an idea, you want to do something, you decide on the vehicle. Okay, why is knowing which vehicle is very important to you if today you wanted to become a very successful entrepreneur? Ladies and gentlemen, you must understand a different entity, different structure, okay, it actually attracts different implication. Different legal implication, different business implication, different tax implication, etc., etc. Today, I'm not here to make you an accountant, okay? So that I have to keep my job. You laugh, so that means you're listening to me. Thank you very much for listening. Okay, anyway, because it will actually attract different attention, alright? So it may actually create different lines of implication. One thing to actually showcase to you, also to tell you that I am a tax consultant. So just now I was wearing a company secretary, now I took it off, I'm wearing a tax consultant hat, okay? Is the tax rate. Is the tax rate, okay? Now, you can take this photo and post to Facebook, but this one I'm not going to explain too much. It's just to show you that I know a little bit more than you, that's all. Yeah? Okay, so you see, if you are using a sole proprietorship and partnership, talking about a tax rate that actually runs from 0 all the way to 28%, if you're talking about this year, 2016. So you are talking about this part. You're talking about this part. So if your business is still rather small today, yeah, if your business is still rather small today, it might be beneficial for you to actually have a smaller vehicle also. Okay, it might also be easier for you to actually manage it small as well. It really depending on your focus, your objection, your objective, etc., etc. Okay, so what happens if you are a senior berhad or berhad? It depends on, of course, based on your paid out capital, etc., etc. As you can see, at 24. 24. Let me bring you back one slide backwards. 28. Meaning to say there is a crossroad. There is a crossroad in any vehicle. There is a crossroad. You may look cheaper to like AirAsia. Let's use AirAsia to explain this. Okay. You buy a ticket, $9.99, excess baggage, food, etc., 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 etc. After you look into your total bill, then you go to Mars Airline. You double check and compare. It's cheaper, right? Did you ever have that kind of feeling? Yeah. Okay. You see, tax rate is like that. You see, that's why I'm telling you that as an entrepreneur, you must know your costs. And one of the very important costs that you must know is corporate costs. Corporate costs including corporate taxes. And corporate taxes change based on the entity you are using. Alright? Okay, I'll stop it there. Yeah, stop it there. I will not go into further. Now, always remember, in your business, you always have those who never turn up to work and you still have to pay salary. Who would that be? How many salary earner in the audience right now? How many salary earning? No one. Oh, one more time. How many entrepreneurs in the audience right now? Wow, and also salary earners. Okay, very good, because you know how to plan yourself, okay? Now, you see, in your business, when you run a business, you have to always remember, you have staff who come to work, you also have staff who don't come to work. And who are they? They are them. These people, they don't come to work. SSN don't come to your office, but you have to pay them. Okay? GST, if you're listed, yeah, customs, if you're a listed company, you actually have all these, you have income tax office. I have one client, he is a personal tax, he's actually started as my personal tax client. After he retired, he actually became an entrepreneur. So when he was actually still an employed person, he took care of one MNC company whereby he's a regional director. And now, how much will be a regional director salary be? 1 million. Yeah, that's how much he's getting, right? So his personal tax is very high. So he always tell me this, Agnes, I always feel very happy when I am at month April onwards. Month April onwards, sometimes May onwards. Yeah, at this second half of the year are always my happy months. Why? Because January, February, I work for my insurance. All my pay go to my insurance. March, April, May, I work for the government. All my salary is dedicated for my taxes payments. And come to June onwards, the salary only belonging to me for my disposal. So when it's for my disposal to my loved ones, I feel happier because I know where the money goes to. So May and June, the money is for my children education. Okay? July, August is for my wife. Okay? September, October, November, December. September month dedicated to the holidays. So I work 12 months a year and 3 months belonging to me. Does it make sense? Make sense, huh? Okay. What is the point I'm going to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that in any business, when you are setting your pricing, don't forget to cost in all that cost because it's part of the cost to run and sell a product legally. Alright? Okay. Can you say GST is expensive? Yes, no. Okay. Can you say income tax is expensive? Yes, no. If you compare income tax rate around the whole region, Malaysia is not the most expensive. If you compare GST with the whole region, Malaysia is the cheapest, if not the second cheapest. Okay, so what is expensive? Maybe, just maybe, you have priced your product wrongly. Okay, always remember, when you are trying to take something from the government, meaning you are trying to save things, and then I won't call it illegally because I understand I'm alive. So anyway, I mean that. So when you're trying to see, I can save from all these salary that I'm paying to the worker who never turn up to work and don't have to fill in MC slip, nothing. Okay, I'm trying to save from them. But actually, at the end of the day, you better make sure the money that you save from them, I never say steal, I say save from them. You better make sure you exponential grow it fast enough. So when they come after you, when you give back to them, you still have leftovers. You don't end up a situation whereby you save $10 from the respective authority here, But when they come to you, you're required to pay 20. Then the entire planning doesn't make sense anymore. Agree with me?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, so, oops. Okay, next slide. Now, business risk is an implication. What you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, hurts you. Really, it hurts you. Okay? So, why is it important to understand and appreciate risk and implications? Because it creates unexpected costs to you. Malaysia, a lot of businesses, they are like a snake. They're like a snake. So when a snake trying to how do you call catch his prey, what do? They will turn, and then they squeeze. Right? That's how snake catch you. You see, in businesses, a lot of time we do that to ourselves. We do that to ourselves. We are actually in that round. We are in that flow. We keep turn. Then business stops, and we only know how to blame everyone else other than ourselves. A lot of time it can actually start from not understanding the corporate matters. To win, would you agree with me that you must understand the rule of the game? The truth hurts you. The truth that the tax rate is 24% hurts you. Okay, but if you are ignorant about it, I tell you, it kills you. It really kills you flat. Now, there I went on about just giving you the idea of the importance for you to know all these corporate matters about the people who never come to work in your company. If one day you become an entrepreneur yourself. Now, what will be then in the step 2? Step 2 is now that you have the company set up. Alright? So what do? You have to start through the housework. Correct? So you start having the nice renovation, okay, the nice team, etc., etc. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people focus on this part only. Meaning, I have my management team, I have my red dots, okay, I have my board of directors, I have my shareholder, and I'm counting, I'm ready to open shop, and I'm ready to run. You are wrong. You see, in any successful entrepreneur, they pay a lot of attention to the professionals they actually work with. One of my business partner over in Singapore, okay, who actually having an accounting firm practice in Shanghai. So he was having the luxury in working with people like Warren Buffett. Okay. When Warren Buffett team wanted to actually set up and explore into businesses in China. Now, how long does it take for you to actually decide on the name of your company? A few weeks, okay. How do you decide? Randomly pick, okay. Let me just share with you this information that my partner actually shared with me. He says, wow, this client, we actually have to spend so much time with him. Why? Because a name has been selected. They went through all languages, ensuring this name, this word, this sound of the name, flip and flop, it doesn't mean anything else. Alright, that is negative. And they translate it into a Mandarin character words. They make sure the Mandarin character words also works well for them. Okay, you see, they respect their business so much that every single detail, they make sure it comes with detail. Okay, and this is what they do. They call from America. The first question is like this. May I know how much is your charge-out rate? May I know how do you start charging? Do we actually have a consensus? Once they know about it, they put down the phone, then they have a discussion, then they call back and say, okay, to the fee, send us a quotation. This is only a phone call, only a phone call, random call. It's a random call. They're trying to actually pick the right professional firm to actually call in before they fly in. before they fly in. Warren Buffett, the one of the richest men in the world, the team does that. All right. So after that, they call, and then they also time how much time they actually spend on the consultation that they did over the phone. Then upon completing, they confirm again, okay, we have spent 2 hours over the phone. So it will be a 2 hours charge out rate. Am I right? Confirm. And my partner said, yes, it's correct. Then they will say, send me the bill so that I can pay you off. Thank you very much for your time. How many businessmen here who does that to your professional firm? No. Because they are always a coffee away. Right? You see, sometimes you need to see how you're going to be appreciative over some of the professionals around you. Okay? If a prime minister have a think tank, not just a prime minister, the whole world, okay, have a think tank. As an entrepreneur, how are you going to walk a journey without your part of your own think tank? So who will be an important think tank in a company? There are many, many parties involved. Everyone I listed here are part and parcel of the success of your business. In fact, you as an entrepreneur is a product of the people around you, who you share with. I give an example on today's stage. This is a wonderful stage. It's not because it looks new, it's because new fools stand on this stage. And I stand here too. Do you know the emotional value I'm trying to bring to you? When a stage is shared by someone important, you on the same stage, you are equally important. Alright? So, as an entrepreneur, you do need to change your mindset a little bit. Now, as an accountant, okay, let's talk about the role of an accountant. One of the common challenge that we normally have is accountant auditor. What do? You tell them what to do, the job just come out with the auditor account, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, auditors have a very normal job. In fact, the auditors are here to assist the shareholders by giving an opinion. If your auditors is not, okay, let's put it this way. If your auditors are one of the big 10 accounting firms in Malaysia, I can tell you, 要来就来，不要来走. You know what I mean? If you want me to be your auditor, you come. If you think I'm not good enough, I will not even lobby you. You can go to another one. Why are they having that mindset? Because they have certain belief, they have certain professional belief that they wanted to abide by. That is, they understand the initial purpose of being an auditor. That is, they are representing the shareholders. So, how to represent the shareholders? They have to come from a position of a minority shareholders. Because if they can protect the minority shareholders' interest, they protect every shareholder's interest. Agree? Yeah? Because they pull their exploitation down to that most vulnerable group of person. Just like a country. If the country protect the most vulnerable group, the country protect the whole. Everybody, all the rakyat already. You take care of the poorest, you take care of everyone. Right? You provide the medical. Okay, Senpu is not here, otherwise we're called for him to see. To bring back to the Prime Minister also. If the medical is actually to protect those that was in the basic needs, I tell you it protects everybody. Alright? It's the same thing. You protect the rich as well. So the auditors are actually having that role. And accountant, do you know in Malaysia, KLSC, listed company, 25% of the populations in the listed co, they are managed by an accounting background group. This one is a statistic. You cannot underestimate those who can come. New Fu mentioned something very important just now. We are actually not very sensitive with measuring matters. We are not very sensitive. We may be good in mathematics, but we are not sensitive. We are not sensitive. So those who are sensitive, they really make it. Okay? So now, this is actually very important because a lot of SME, they spend so much time in doing their sales, running and establishing the market. They actually treat the accounting part of their function to be a cost center. But do you know, your cost center can also be a cost saving center. And a cost saving center means what? Every dollar saved equal to every dollar earned. Is it easier to save a dollar from your internal company than go out to lobby for a quotation? Yeah. If you search through Jack Ma's YouTube and you read through it, I remember I read through one as well, whereby he mentioned this. My business runs in two different approach in one company. One is my salesperson will need to continuously doing expansion, looking for strategies to penetrate better and scale this particular business. At the same time, I have another group of practitioners who close whatever being expanded. Because that is the only way I keep my business lean and being a survival entity. Do you think he just come out by himself? I tell you, people like them, they have a big bag. Do you have it? Maybe you wanted to get yourself some. Okay? Now, tax consultant, people like myself, for example, you see the tax rate, the ping pong of the tax rate, ping pong, yeah? Okay? If you do not know the law, it's not easy for you to plan ahead. If we are learning it every day, we are running and learning it every day, you know. Yeah, if you are not in our trade, honestly, it's not easy for you to catch up by yourself. Yeah, it's important that again, that you attach with the professionals. Lawyers as well. A lot of people say, what kills you? There are a few ways. One is a legal suit. Off you go. When a legal suit comes, it kills you monetarily, it's okay. But if it kills your reputation, you are gone forever. Right? Things like counterfeit sue you for this and that. You haven't defend yourself. You haven't defend yourself. The news already, everything came out already. Facebook, it's very good tools for marketing. At the same time, it also used by competitor to kill. You can actually have a sponsored site on the Facebook, okay, to promote your product. And then suddenly you have somebody else who can complain about your product. True or not true, honestly, you do not know also. Yeah, there is a lot of verification required. But laymen like us, who is following your Facebook, we do not know. We can't differentiate which one is a real post and which one is a fake post. Okay, so the lawyers are actually in the picture to actually help. Those of you who are actually into IT, into app, doing platform, say Neil just now was mentioning about selling the bread and mortar business. Let's use a technical term. Meaning you are an app business, you are e-commerce business, or you are the bread and mortar, meaning the traditional business. Okay, so everybody trying to transform the traditional business to a e-platform business to sell. All right? Okay. Who to verify counterfeit? Who to verify this and that? If you don't actually have a legal person within your team, I tell you, the business like a flower. You water it, it blossoms, it dies off. Alright, so corporate matters, I'm referring to all these very important matters. And insurance protections. I gave you a little teaser just now about my client, yeah, who actually says the 1st January, February, he worked for his insurance. Right? The whole family insurance. Okay? Then, why insurance first? Because to him, if I'm not protected, I'm easily abolished. Okay? So, in fact, for businesses as well. Yeah? So, there are these people that you don't underestimate the importance to find out more, to protect. Okay? Now, let me share with you something pretty private as well. Okay, I was actually trying to write our own personal view. So of course, when I do my estate planning, I will plan my practices as well. So my real writer tells me that, Agnes, this vehicle with this shareholding structure, when anything should happen to the key person, there is no way to have a successor coming in because legally it cannot come in. Cannot come in. So the value of the business become paper and checks. Right? And I have met so many of my core practitioners, okay, who they work their whole life. They have never done anything wrong. Never done anything wrong in their life. But nobody wanted to succeed from their business. Alright? So succession planning, all of these are part and parcel of a business survival. Okay. Recently, I went to a corporate conference, a corporate sanctuary conference, and I think people share this information. This is a new information that is going to go into the audited report, the annual report of an audited of a practice company. We are not just talking about scalability. That's what it says. I want to know the feasibility of the business. The sustainability of the business. The sustainability of the business report, they're going to introduce something called sustainability report to be written that may not be figure related, but you must tell me why your business is sustainable. You may be multi-millions in profit, but you may not be a sustainable business. For example, you are polluting the environment. So your sustainable report is going to be a really negative report because you will be replaced by your competitor in the matter of time. I see today, I know that is short term. So business error is already moving into a situation whereby we are not just talking about you making $1 million, you're making a $5 million. We're no longer talking about that. We're talking a lot more than just that. So businesses are moving into that already. We are globalized, like it or not, we are moving into a globalized environment. In fact, all the worker who doesn't come to work in your office, for example, the Bangla Hasid Al-Degree, they won so many international awards, so many in 2015 itself. I tell you, you better not have them come to your doorstep. Why? Because they are so advanced already. They're so advanced already. They have their own checks and balances as well. They have their own check and balances. Okay? Now, one thing about small enterprises, sometimes I also want to punch it to their head. We are a group of people who are 自己讲,自己笑,自己爽. You know, we live in our little circle ourselves. We think that things doesn't change. Just like us. But things have changed. I tell you, if the government changed to be efficient, we are being rebel. Because you are not ready for any of their review and any of their audit. So we have to buckle up in our mindset. We may be a small enterprises today, but if your mind are not running it like a big multinational, you cannot become one. Yeah. So appreciate that you do actually need to have your life of professionals. Okay? Bankers, branding and IP, very, very important already. A lot of people say, wow, professionals are very expensive, you know. I haven't even earned money, you ask me to go and look into that. Agree, yeah? Agree. Okay. I also want to give a Haolian statement like how New Fuji already to his kid. I like the way he do it, so I'm going to change the statement. Do you think it's expensive? Yes. Okay. Maybe it's because you can't afford us. Yes. Yeah. Maybe it's not we are expensive. Okay. So maybe let's do this. I will have to run my race. in my profession, right? Because otherwise I will get run off by my own competitors, correct? I can't stop for you. Why not? You run faster and catch up. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that?
Yes.
Yeah. You see? Because you have your battle, so do we. Yeah? As a professional practices, we run our race. And our race is a tough race. Your race is definitely equally tough. Definitely. There is no easy business in the world. There is no. Okay? So remember that. A lot of people would already go to DIY. They go to DIY. Even professional like us, we don't dare to DIY, you know. We search and search and search, ask and ask and ask. A lot of things we don't even dare to comment much until we see a black and white. People that label this kind of professional to be gamma, you know, not daring enough. Hey, as a professional, if they're daring enough, you think twice, please think twice. In the line industry, there are certain scope of service that they actually have to do. Okay, so everyone, you actually have your own blind spot. Okay, now it's like a walking through the landmine. If you don't actually have your professional working with you, you will really be going all over the place. You better make sure that you know how to actually get there. Okay, this is all just to showcase all the penalty, you know, etc. So I'm just listing them down to show you these are about 17, 13, there are 13 of these. These are income tax alone. These are income tax alone, okay? So income tax itself, you already have so many different penalties. And not forgetting imprisonment. Any of you has gone to US, San Francisco? There is a jail called Alcatraz. Have you heard of that? There are movie being done on it before, the Alcatraz, you know? Okay, in Alcatraz is a prison whereby they put it in island. I mean, it's already closed now, it become a tourist site. So inside there, you can actually go and then you listen to the audio, and then you walk through, then they will tell you, they'll give you all the scenes about it. If you ever go there, you go to Alcatraz. You go and put on the audio video, then you walk through the path of the prisoner, and certain place they will do boom, 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 because you know they are trying to escape. So what the police did was they actually just flew a helicopter over, then they just shoot through the ceiling and they just kill. Because prisoner, right? Now, in any prison, there are always area for the criminal of the criminal. You know, like the murderer, the serial killer, whereby it's double door. Meaning, okay, there are one door and then there's another door. So what do they do? That in that second door, that entire room is pitched dark. So they don't actually get sunlight. So they actually, punish you that way. Or they give you a little bit of light. They open the door, they open that thing, they throw the food to you, then they will close it up. Okay, so it's double door. Yeah. Now, if you go there, they will do this. In every door, they will put the prisoner's name. They all pass away already. They already moved to the building, there's a tourist place. They will give you the name, when they came in, when they go up, when they came in, when they go up. You will realize in the one that is double doors area, they actually put tax evaders together with serial killers. Really. This is what I meant by imprisonment. In the United States, they actually put it together. You can go and take photo. I used to actually have it. I wanted to do it for slide purposes, but at the end, I actually lost my phone, so I lost all the pictures. So really, you will be so shocked that they actually put a tax evader the same rank as a serial killer. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, tax is something that you don't want to play with. Okay? Now, this is GST. GST is even worse. You see, everything 5 digits. Everything is 5 digits. Okay? Even none of the above, you know, like multiple choice A is red, B is yellow, whatever. When it comes to all of the above or none of the above, the none of the above, they still have a general penalty. They still have up to 30,000. Company X, that is upcoming, which is going to override the entire company act that we have been using since 1965. That particular act will come into effect in 2017 or maybe 2018, depending on when the government is going to roll out on the field and the actual implementation. The penalty under Company Act can go up to 500,000. 500,000. So this is a type of cost that is going to become very unmeasurable. So GST 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there are 7 that I list up here. So plus the 13 over, I just add income tax and GST. You have 20 potential penalties that you may actually fall under already. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I meant. If we, the professional, we are still learning and keeping ourselves updated with the information, you simply cannot afford not to have someone to walk the journey with you when you are actually embarked onto any business. Yeah, it's so important that you actually do that. Okay. Now, property taxes, because I do actually do some property conference and stuff like that. So I normally like to showcase this particular one. A lot of people say, wow, this house very good. I buy 1,000 per square feet. I sell 1,500 per square feet. I make money. Do you really make money? You must remember, you have to also calculate in the respective taxes. There are 4 taxes around the properties era, depending on the cycle you are in. You see, a property, we talk about, you buy the property, there are taxes. You hold the property, rental stage, there are taxes. You sell the property, there are taxes. So it's a cycle. Alright? Then the property go on and on and on. Okay? So there are 4 taxes that surround a property. Okay, like I tell you, sometimes you calculate, you realize that my actual cost can be 1,500 per square feet. So if I sell at 1,500, I'm actually not making money. So step 2, getting the right team to actually work with you. Okay, it's actually very important. Step 3, development of a soft skill. I'm coming to an end of my presentation already. Things that very important. You must have coaches and mentors. You need to have someone that you're benchmarking with. Okay? If a top athlete in the world is still having a coach, how come you don't have? How come? Yeah? It's important that you do look for some. It can be somebody who's physical, standing in front of you. It can also be invisible. For example, YouTube, there are good teachers to learn from. Yeah, there are a lot of good videos for you to do a search. Yeah, so all of these are there, information available for you. Neil Fu mentioned something very important. I cannot spoon feed you to become a good entrepreneur. You have to come forward. Remember the $10 that I put out the other day? Who won the $10? Nobody come out. You put out your hand. How are you putting out your hand and you actually become the $10? You have to run up to grab it. Right? So, same thing. You really need to decide whether do you need to actually have a mentor or coaches to help you. And the right friends, the right network is extremely important. Why am I saying that? If you are at the wrong place, no one listens to you. The video I shared last week regarding the violinist, yeah, Lindsay Sterling, remember? On a stage, a concert stage, she is a star. On a wrong platform, no one listens. Is she still a successful person? Yes. But did it came out? No, because you see, you need to be around the right people to let people appreciate you to begin with. Type of parenting. One parenting is like this. 衰仔啦，衰仔，衰仔，衰仔. You know, that's one type of parenting. Okay? Another type of parenting is you can do it. You can do it. Okay. So the one saying 衰仔, it doesn't mean the person is not good. It's just that the way the person showcase it to you is he or she is using the different approach. So if you agree with that approach, by all means. But if you need people to encourage you, because entrepreneurship is a very lonely game. very lonely game. Your staff throw you a resignation, they are off your team. But you are still there. When you are the last man standing, what do? Do you continue supply to your supplier, or you abandon, to your customer, or you abandon all out and then you also quit? How easy can you quit? Not easy. It's not easy, or rather, it's very difficult for you to quit. So the protection, the succession planning is very important. Sam has a program on 第二代, right? Go and take a look. What are they doing? Okay, then you might be able to get some information. Yes, got it. 10 minutes. Okay. So continuous development of knowledge. This one is soft skills. You see, you will never be able to learn better than working it through yourself. It's like a game of chess. You just have to play. You're supposed to fail. Actually, you're supposed to fail every now and then. Because if you don't fail, you never realize. There is one, at my speaking engagement, I meet very good property gurus sometimes, who are very open and very humble to always share a lot of information. Then they say, for those people who make it big in property in the in 2000s or 2000s, in the year 2000s, or even in the early 90s, do they know property or do they happen to ride on the wave? Actually, a lot of these property speakers actually think that if everybody make money, if you manage to catch a wave, and you happen to make the money at the same time, lost the opportunity to develop the actual winning skills. You only develop the actual winning skill when you are at the rough times. Then you really know about how to be successful. So when a price, when the price of a property, I use property as an example. If a price of a property naturally grow to 1,500 per square feet, it's not your skill to be in the game only. Okay, so a little bit of failure will help you to develop the real skill. See, in business, we talk about getting the technical things ready. Yeah, so meaning my HR department, all the different various functions of my company, my team, my striker, defender, midfielder, and goalkeeper. Okay, so I have to have all part of the field covered. All right, that one is getting the team. Then I need to have a coach. The coach can be myself also. Okay, then I'm going to draw using a whiteboard. Okay, now we do this. Blah, blah, blah. Go there. This blah, blah. Your opponent is doing this, so you do this, do that. Strategy. These are all about going in, assuming and agree with the fact that your business is just like a soccer ball. It's round. You lose some, you win some. Alright? Then from there, you develop, you find opportunity, you stay positive, and you continue. Your team abandon you. Do you still have enough hungry and aspiration to continue to work? Now, everybody like to go into app. I also feel the same thing. A lot of people like to do that. I'm also getting worried already. I have clients who come to me and say, my business model is like Grab taxi. Okay? Now, I told the client point blank, my taxi success has nothing to do with you. Yeah? My taxi is having a unicorn valuation. Hey, guys, that valuation has nothing to do with you. You copy foolish the formula. It doesn't mean the success is going to be repeated for you. There are so many factors in a success of a company. The corporate structure, the people you are with, the strategy, hungriness. Do you actually understand the business you're going to go in or not to begin with? Or it is just a picture you happen to paint? Important for you to actually look down into yourself and ask how much you actually want it to happen. Do you believe in what you say or not? To begin with, do you truly believe? Ask yourself. Okay, so let's get down to let's get the right team. and plan towards success. You see, a team is like this, a business work like this. You jump, you coordinate, you will hold on to each other, you plan, you communicate, and it is a fall. It is a fall. And you have to find your strategy to land safely every time, all the time. If you have casualty, are you going to still jump onto the plane and do it again? Ask yourself. Because there are always casualties in any business. As an entrepreneur, do you have all it takes to do it? Look into yourself to do it. Okay? So I will end my presentation here, but let me just touch on a little bit about the language barrier that Neil was actually mentioning, which I'd like to just use this slide as a point of discussions. I decided to choose this is I wanted to tell you that to make a business successful, you do need to be out of your comfort zone. To do so, you may have to brush your teeth using left hand if you are right-hander, and right hand if you are left-hander. For example, to break a routine, in yourself. This applies to as an entrepreneur about how are you going to showcase a speech. How do you do your PowerPoint? Okay, willful hampering on language. I fully agree with it. And then I would like to add on to that little messages because I watched some of the PowerPoint that all of you has actually done. I would think that they are all very good effort. However, what happens if you go back to night, you do another one in English? You know why? We are posting you to overseas. We are not speaking Mandarin the moment you get onto KLIA. So can you challenge yourself first to see you do another presentation in English and play back and then see. Continue repeat the process all over again to perfect it. Yeah? You take this challenge is for your own good. Whether you do it at the end of the day, it's not going to have any effect on you. Yeah? But I hope that the message that I pass on does actually touch some of you, and then it is something that you can actually bring home, yeah, to actually internalize. You see, we are not saying being an entrepreneur is the only way to success. Actually, we as a human being, we need to be a successful person to begin with. Being a role model is a lifelong goal. Okay? Being a role model as a daughter, being a role model as a mother, being a role model as a friend, being a role model as a business partner. Yeah, these are all roles. Last week, I shared about this time I don't have video because having video I actually overrun the time by half an hour. So I mentioned about the telephone